Who are you?
Okay, so welcome to our podcast as fuck. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
so basically, this is so weird, like talking to you like this, but this is our podcast, Homodachis. Um, I'm Josh, and yeah, there's not a lot to me. Low key, just be doing my thing, doing my big one. Um, I talk to Katie like every single day, so basically, it's like I don't know, it's kind of like we could either talk to each other on FaceTime for 6 hours or do this. So I don't know, it's like we gotta balance and like choose our own battle. So yeah.
Well said, well said. I'm Katie, and I currently live in South Florida. I hate it here, and I'm moving to Tokyo in like a month. So we're also starting this little podcast to talk about our journey. Me living in Tokyo and Josh living in the other side of the world. In LA. So yeah, and I really like traveling. I've only been to like four countries though, but I do like traveling a lot and laying in my bed, probably my biggest hobby. Every time Josh FaceTimes me, I'm literally in my bed.
Or in the
This
shower.
is like the first time I'm not in my bed all day. And yeah, I like playing video games and watching anime too. So I'll probably be talking about that sometimes because low key I get really obsessed with certain video games sometimes. So we'll see.
And low key, like we be playing video games together because we play a total of what, 3, 4 games now together. It's like Stardew Valley, which we beat in, clock it. Terraria, which we are on hiatus for, Minecraft, which we're also on hiatus for, in Repo or Nepo. What's it? Is it Nepo or Repo? I think it's Repo, because it's
It's
the Repo.
Nepo.
No, it's
Oh,
Repo, sis. Like
nepotism? Like Nepo?
no, but like reposition, like
Maybe.
no, it is Repo, babe. And so,
Okay.
um, yeah, and so basically, like, we play video games together. We talk all the time. We talk with, like, of course, like our other friends too. Like, they'll be here, of course. Like, they'll be on different episodes because they have to be. Um, yeah, and so I guess that kind of like also comes down to like the podcast too, and like why we're doing it. Um, oh, and so basically, like, while one thing is the podcast, yes, it is fuck ass. Because both of us are broke, brokey. Um, I'm broke because I have been desperately trying to find a job in LA and it has not been working. And
60
Katie's broke
fucking
because
job applications. No,
we're
no hear
tired.
back
We're
yet.
tired. And Katie is moving to Tokyo, so she has no money because all of it is going towards that. And is this podcast going to be ever filmed in person? Probably not because Katie is in Florida and I'm in LA, and then she's going to Tokyo, and so I'm not present, nor do I have the money to fly out to her. Um, and so you might be asking, how did you guys meet? Because she lives in Florida. Well, there was once a time where we were both in study abroad. You know.
And that was
Do you want
like
to talk about
almost.
that? Like, oh, oh,
I'll talk about like the first ever encounter I had with you, but I don't even know. I don't even know when the fuck we actually became friends. But yeah, that was almost a year ago. Me and Josh studied
I can't believe
abroad,
it.
and
I literally can't believe
I
it.
know.
6 months since we left, and like, literally a year since I got like my COE, and so it's like really crazy, to even think about that. Like, how have I only known you for like 7 months, eight,
I
nine?
know. It's like yeah, it's almost gonna be like a year from now, but when did we meet? We met like in September, I think, or maybe October. We're actually
I think it
friends.
was. It had to have been October because I didn't meet you. Okay, wait. So we have to
Oh, I
give
met you
like
like
we have
after
to
your
give some
birthday.
context. We met right before my birthday. We met right before because for my birthday we went out to Beyond in Sankra. Okay, wait. To give context, Katie and I met on our study abroad. So basically, we studied at Kansai University. Honestly, T, It was tea. Loved Kansai
In
Gaidai.
Osaka, 500 international students, like 12,000 Japanese students.
Yeah, and it
Good
was it
cool
was it
time.
was really something. Honestly, we'll probably talk about like study abroad throughout our entire podcast, like forever, girl. We finna talk about the horrors and the treats that came to us during um Kansai Gaidai, but basically, yeah. So we met fall 2024, and well, I don't know what I was gonna say. Oh, we met because of Jacob. So Jacob is like our friend, and basically he also went to study abroad with us. And Jacob had his friend group, and then I had like my own friend group in the beginning, and then you had your own friend group, and your friend group was called the Homodachis, which is also the name of our podcast. Um, but basically, like I became friends with Jacob closer to the middle of September, and then you also met Jacob. I don't. You can talk about that because I don't. Mama, that's your tea. That's your story. Yep. Your non-binary tea is valid, sis. Um,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Yes, ma'am. But but basically, like we didn't meet until Jacob had gotten both of us together in the study room, and I only remember being like, oh my god, like I remember being like, oh my god, they're playing Mario Kart or whatever. And I remember doing my reading for Jacob with my Uno cards. And I remember like Kylie or you coming over and me reading one of you guys. And then I ended up doing like every single person's Uno tarot readings. And I was like, wait, she's really T. And then I remember Jacob was like, we were like talking to you, and then you were like, why don't you come out to Beyond with us? Like, why don't you come out? And I was like, yes, because it's my birthday. And you were like, wait, okay, period. And then we went to Beyond. Cheers. Uh, Ages, Sankra, Lawson. Like we did all of it. But yeah, I just remember. Oh, but we have to talk about when you first got there and you were like stressing out over everything, and we're in the Discord, like the Kansai Garai Discord, and I'm like, wait, sis, because your face card is T, and that was our
My
first
first
encounter.
freaking encounter with Josh was I didn't even know this was him until literally months later. He told me,
Like in November,
but
because I told you I was like,
when
girl, I'm the person who said your face card was T, and then you were like, wait, what?
it was like the first day of going into the dorms, and I got shown my dorms. I had no idea where the hell I was. Like it was like this little guy, um, this little dude showed me my dorm, and he was like kind of weird. And I got into my little dorm room, and he's like, "Yeah, just fill out this paper and come back down, whatever." And I was like, "Okay." And there was just I like didn't know what to do, and I felt so lost. I don't know how the hell I got to my dorm. I was like on like the sixth floor, all the way in the corner. There was like five different units
Girl,
I passed by. Like
it
I
was,
had no idea where the hell I was.
and it was never like ever understandable. I still didn't understand the entire layout. Like I didn't understand like how it worked, how it was built. Like I was so confused the whole time. Like I would I couldn't process any of it ever. I think it was just like a trauma response because I literally would like walk through and I'd be like, I've never been here before, and it was just 12 steps down the hall. So I think that's like part of
No,
it too. Like
literally.
it was like some kind of like what's that Greek guy's name? The Daedalus labyrinth or whatever it was called. You know what I mean? Like
The
it was
fuck
just
is
some
that?
kind of like trickery. It was it was like Pan's Labyrinth,
Yeah.
girl. Like,
I was like, no, but seriously, because when you go
it
in the
was just
because the center is like
like
the
girl
doors,
just
and it's like, anyways, so this kid showed me my dorm, and then he was so like nonchalant about it, so I had no idea where I was, and then I was like crying because I missed my parents, and like I was like, oh my god, what the hell am I doing? I don't know anyone here, and then the trash in Japan is like so complicated. You gotta like sort it out
so
in five different
complicated, girl.
categories, and like
Talk about
take
it.
stuff apart, put it in different bins. It's like I didn't even do it right. I did it wrong the entire time I was there, and I didn't know until like literally my last day there of moving out that I was doing it wrong. But like there's like what the pet bottles, and you gotta like undo the wrapping, like if you had a Coke bottle and it has like the Coca Cola
Yeah.
wrapping around it, you gotta like take that apart, clean out the bottle with water, and make sure it's like dry, and then you gotta take the cap and put it in a different bin so there's like the label goes somewhere, the bottle goes somewhere, and the cap goes somewhere. But anyways, we had like the smallest trash can, and I was like, where do I take the trash out of? Because That was actually kind of crazy of them. They didn't have a place to take out the trash. You just had to like go into the kitchen and shove your
There was
trash
yeah, there was
into the
no like
kitchen. That was insane. Like, why was I shoving like I don't know like fucking like what like tampon wrappers and like I don't even know what like
yeah,
my like
yeah,
birth
that was
control and like
actually
the kitchen garbage.
Mama, that was insane because I didn't. So, like, I literally remember that there was no. So, like, at a lot of universities, I feel like they have, like, those, like, okay, here, they have, like, a lot of different, like, those big, um, like, I don't know what they're called, but they're, I don't know what they're called, but, like, those big ass trash cans. But Kansai Garai didn't have nothing like that. And if they did, I never knew about it. But there were, like, four
They
trash
did
cans.
not.
There was one for like plastic trash, food waste, plastic bottles, and glass bottles. And then there was like this little like box thing, like this little like thing for like caps. And I literally remember like one time like because like we would walk everywhere, and I remember one time like my a pair of like my underwear had like ripped down the side, and I was like, okay, great, now I have to throw it away, but do I have to fucking throw it away in the kitchen? And I was like, where am I supposed to throw this away? And I was so like what's not clocking, like what's not clocking? And so I ended up throwing away in like the bathroom, and I was just like, fuck, but like, no, I can't have like people see my underwear. And so like I put like paper towels, like the hand towels over it because I was like, girl, we can't have this. Like, it was just such
It's
like
so bad.
inexperience. But like, no, I think that
Yeah,
the UE global housing, it was really tea. I like low key, but like really high key. The rooms were really nice. Um, in like the
it
sense
was so
that
small. It was like the dorm was nice itself, but I feel like the rooms were just so small,
but
like a
that
little
was perfect,
shoebox.
girl. Because
But
if the rooms were any bigger, then you would have had to share. And if the rooms were like, I feel like they were perfect
true.
for what you needed. You know what I mean? Like, but like
Yeah.
Japanese standards, that room was like a mansion. You know what I mean? So I think that it just, it just like depends. Like, no, girl, because Miki was literally talking. Miki's also our friend of the pod. But Miki was also like her apartment's also like really small. Also, the all the apartments by there like they're just smaller. Because the one thing about a lot of Japanese people is they know how to compact, girl, and not me. Um, but yeah, so like I think that meeting there, I think that was probably best possible outcome for like both of us because it's like I don't even know. So yeah,
I
long
didn't even
story.
share how we met on the fucking Discord.
Oh,
I was
you did
there was a
it.
Discord server with everyone
That was a
that like went
crazy
for some
too.
reason,
That Discord server was literally it had like demons
full of
within it.
incels,
Literally. Yup.
like really crazy weeaboos, like just
Yo.
like the
Like
craziest
a
motherfuckers ever.
only a
But
certain kind of person goes to
I
Japanese study abroad, girl.
yeah, I like went on the Discord because you could like ask questions and stuff, and I was like I was like crying. I was like, how do I take out the trash? Like, I don't know how to take out the trash. I don't even know what I'm doing here. And I was like, I asked like I was like, how do you take out the trash? And then I'm like crying. There's like tears going down my face. I'm like in the corner of my like room, like I don't know what to do with myself. And I see someone with a Nicki Minaj profile. Like, would you say
Mirage.
you're like damn
Sorry.
like damn face card your face card's nasty period. And I was like, oh my god, like reading that. And I was like,
You were
thank
like
you.
crying.
And
You were
actually,
like,
like,
oh
I
my
swear, I
god,
was like
like,
crying,
how
and
do I
then I
take all the
read that,
trash?
and I just like immediately like stopped.
Well, it was so crazy because it
And
was. I didn't tell you how to take out the trash. I didn't offer you any comfort. I was just like, damn, mama, like face card nasty. That's boots. Like, I was like gag. Like,
and yeah, that was my first encounter with Josh. He never told me that was him. That was like my first like saving grace. Like the light at the end of the tunnel was him saying
mm.
that, and my tears just like sucked back up, and I
Like,
pulled it
well,
together. And
like,
then
that's just how it had
we
to
we
be.
also we had a class together too, like religion in Japan,
Religion in
and
Japan,
we didn't
girl.
talk. But I remember the first ever like was it like group discussion
We
we
had
had to
a
do. We
group
were on the
discussion.
same
It
like
was
group.
you, me, that one guy, and then like all these other people. And I was so nervous because I only knew Aries. I only knew Aries, and I was so. But I literally saw like you sit next to me, and I was literally. I remember sitting there being like, "Oh my god, she's so beautiful and pretty. Like I have to be her friend." Like I'm so intimidated because it was like Also, mind you, this religion in Japan class was also philosophy on the religion of Japan. It wasn't like religion of Japan. It was all philosophy based. So we were literally doing this assignment based off this story about two frogs going to Osaka and Kyoto. And I
Oh my
remember,
god, we had to like dissect
oh,
what it meant, and I
yes,
was like so
yes.
lost. Oh
It
my
was
god.
so confusing. And I literally remember that we were just sat there and I was sitting next to you and I was just like, it's just not giving, like, it's just
I
being.
remember you were talking like some crazy like online persona, and I was like, what the fuck? And I was like
I was
listening to you
just
talk,
like,
and I was
it's
like, wow,
just not giving, like, I was just
I've
like,
never
it's
heard a human
not.
being talk like that before. That was, you know, I come from small South Florida Southern roots, and I just have never heard someone speak like that. And I was like, okay. And yeah, and then that was like the only time we ever interacted in that class, swear to God, until we became like friends.
Well,
And I
because
was just
I
like, when I
still
first
didn't know
heard,
you. I still didn't know you. We didn't know each other until that one day in the study room where you were sitting in that middle table and Jacob and I were sitting at the table closest to the door. And I was just doing my Uno cards because basically I do Uno tarot readings, right? T, like, boom. You know what I mean? Like, boom. And so basically, I was reading Jacob's fortune, and then I think it was Kylie. We have a friend, Kylie. You'll see her, friend of the pod. And so basically, she had come up because Jacob was like, oh my God, like, y'all want to see what we're doing? And I'm like, oh my
wait,
God.
can I get the lore before she started talking to y'all? Because this was so funny. She was like my friend Kylie was she was part of my friend group before she like met Josh and Jacob, and she was like literally when we were walking to the our dorm had like a study lounge in the third floor where like anyone of any gender could go and like study. And we used to like hang out there like my friend group. We just talk or like do homework or like play video games together. And Kylie was like, we're all walking together, and she
Never
goes, "Oh my
studied.
god, you guys, I'm really stressed about money. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna afford to be here. Like, for the entire semester, I'm so stressed about money." And then we go into the study lounge and we see Jacob and Josh there, and Josh is doing Uno tarot card readings.
Mind you, my mom, the one rule my mom gave me when I left, when I was in the LAX airport, she was like, you are not allowed to do Uno tarot card readings. Because I have an Uno deck at home. And she was like, don't even think about bringing that. And then the first thing I did when I got there was I bought my own Japanese Uno deck and I started doing Uno tarot card readings, and that was that. Okay, but continue, continue.
And that was history. No, no, that's just the context behind it. Like, she was so stressed about money, and she did not know him. She did not talk to him about that beforehand. And then, was it you read her Uno?
I read her Uno and I was like, girl, you're coming into financial problems. Like, you really got to figure this out because it will figure you out if you don't. Um, and then apparently and then literally like I told her that and she was like, oh, okay. And then apparently after the fact, like she was crying because like she was really stressing out and I like never meant that.
She's
Like,
like freaking out.
I,
She's like, "When you read my Uno, he told me I can't like afford this financially, and I'm gonna have like a lot of stress, and like I don't know what to do. Like, how did he know?" Like, she was like crying, like freaking out because
well, she
Josh
got an
pulled out a
upside down
yellow six
four.
Uno card.
She got an upside down red four. How
Oh,
was
is
I
it upside
supposed
down?
to
Oh,
know
I
that
got the
she was
yellow
stressing
six.
about it? What?
I got the yellow six. You pulled out like a yellow six Uno card for me, and then
I
yeah,
don't
she got like the
remember.
red
I,
four.
I literally don't remember, but I remember that I did your Uno card too. But then I also remembered after I did your Uno card, you were like talking to us, and then you invited us out, and then I was like, wait, it's gonna be my birthday, and you were like, her. And so I remember that we went out. That was such a night because basically by so Kansai Garai was really it was like two different campuses. So we had Kansai Garai Gotenyama campus, which was for a lot of the Japanese students, and then also there was the UE Global Housing on Gotenyama campus. So it was like weird that we had the UE housing on the Japanese campus, but we had to walk like 15. It's like a 15-20 minute walk to the Nakamiya campus. It wasn't bad. Like a 15-20 minute walk honestly was nothing. Like it was honestly really tea. By like the third week you got used to it. Also when we first got there, like August till end of September, at least 90 degrees and 100% humidity every day. That was my hell.
That was insane. Like, no,
And
kids would like actually pass out. Like, even at nighttime, they
I'm
would get
already
heat stroke
big.
and pass out. Like,
I'm
it was
already big.
insane.
On 90 degrees is like 100 degrees to me. So that was crazy because it was hot as hell. And I remember one time I had went to the Fushimi Inari and I passed out 3/4 of the way up because it was so hot. That was when and when I showed you my shorts, that was the day that I did that. But um no, it was so hot. But yeah, so there was the Nakamiya campus, and that one was where like we had our like classes. So we like I think we both took a bunch of classes. There was the ICC building, which had like the restaurant, like it was like an Italian pizza restaurant, and then
There was like this crazy restaurant like on our campus that just sold like pizza for $5 and like
it was really
crazy
tea.
parfaits.
It was
It
really
was so
tea.
good.
Miki worked there. Miki worked there, but we I didn't know it because she served me once, and I was like, okay, period. And she served Jacob too, and he didn't know it. And then we were like, wait, Miki, per. Um, but basically, the classes that also they offered were insane because I had the religion in Japan, my Japanese 2 class, but then I also had sexuality and gender in contemporary Japan, and I had abortion policies in Japan. Who was taking abort? Like that's so crazy. Like people were like, "What classes did you take in Japan?" I was like, "Abortion," and like I was like, "I'm sad." With oh my god, that was such like a crazy class. That's where I met Jacob and Miki. That's like where we got close. But
Yeah,
yeah,
my classes were so much more boring and useless. I had Japanese, boring, useless. I'm like naming the language classes that I actually need to live there, but Japanese,
I think
kanji.
it's just that you didn't have like. I think that you
I
just
had
went through
the
it.
worst professor, the worst professor ever. Yep.
No.
I had Japanese one, I had kanji one in reading, and then I had sound image Japan. I wish I could input a clip right now of that class that I had. It was literally like this dude, and he was like, he was just like really like that, like modern art, and like literally like we would sit there, and he would like, this is like how sound should be, and it was like he would play videos, and it was like this one guy like DJing, but there
Oh
was no sound. It was just like a not
yes,
even a silent disco. It was just like this guy like pretending like he was about to play a song
yes,
and he never
because that
did, and it
one
was
of
like
my
this.
friends from the beginning had to like record. You guys had to like record audio, and he was like, "This is gonna be so tranquil," and he just recorded
We
this like
had our
string.
no, literally our only assignments in that class were three projects, and the first one was just record a sound for a minute straight.
Yeah.
Um, that was the only assignment I even got a good grade on, but and like animation, we had to do like animation at some point, and my animation for the second project was Angel smoking a cigarette, and making like some cigarette ad, and he was like, "What is this?" And I don't blame him. That was like the worst academic project I think I've
But
ever done in
okay,
my
but to
life.
be
Like I don't think
fair,
I
like
deserve that.
I don't think it was the classes because a lot of other people liked the class. I think it was more that you were going through the pits of hell while you were there for personal reasons. And so I think that
No,
that
my
overshadowed like
Japanese class was the worst Japanese class, the worst professor. My that sound image Japan class was literally the worst. No one in that class liked it. I think people were getting like okay grades. Oh, I don't even know. No, one of my friends, she got like a D on something, and it was actually like, pretty good. And he literally played it in front of class, made her like come up to the class, and he was like, "This is like really bad. Like you obviously don't know what you're doing." He literally would like call up kids to the class if like they didn't do good. So that's why I never showed up. I would submit my projects and I never showed up because I was not about to get like outed in front of the class. And my what was my, oh religion in Japan, that class was like my only normal class. Kanji and religion in Japan was my only normal class at all.
okay, but I think that part of it was like I really think that part of it was that you were again going through like a lot of more personal things, and so that made it hard for you to kind of be present. And so I think that you probably would have enjoyed a lot of that stuff if you weren't already going through it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
so I think that's just like a big part of it where it was just like a lot. But I think that also I wish that you hung out with us more because I didn't see I saw you in my class, of course, our religion in Japan class, but we never really got to hang out because you were always off doing something else. And I think that like part of it is like I wish you hung out with us more because when we went to Uji, that was so tea when we went and we did all that stuff. And when we went to
Yeah.
Wakayama, that was also really tea. But like also you have to think like we never did like anything. Like we just walked around, saw 7 shrines, and then went back home. Like if you think about it, like
Yeah.
um,
I that's why when I look back, I don't even know what the hell I did there. Like I was just like around. I don't know. I guess
I
I was
just
just
wondered,
up in the. I was just in the Japanese suburbs.
girl. But
And
I could tell you about that Koseki. I could tell you about I can tell you about so much. Literally the only thing like that like I wish that I had taken while I was there was a kanji reading class. Because I took Japanese too, but I didn't take kanji reading because I was so good at the writing, and I feel like if I also worked on my kanji skills too, like I think that could have like helped. But I mean, it
I
just ended.
seriously don't think you need a class for that. It was like actually you just wrote the same character. What were the class of like an hour and 20 minutes? Like you would just write the same character for like I swear to God like an hour straight, and it was like
Yeah, I
actually
know,
hell like
but like part of it for me was that I never do the stroke order right. You know what I mean? Like it's never,
oh I
it's
never
always
do.
some kind of like that. Well, yeah, but that's expected, sis. But I think that you know what I mean. Like, who said that?
In the
Um,
wind.
yeah. So I think that's just kind of like I don't know. I think that Japan was really tea, but you're going back. You're gonna go to Miss Temple in Tokyo. I'm so excited for you. Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, I'm really excited too. At first, like when I'm getting my visa like really soon. I just sent in my COE, so I should be getting my visa in
Yeah,
a few
yeah, you
days.
were
But
saying.
but yeah, when I first paid my like tuition, and I'm like selling everything. I'm like selling like my clothes, like literally my
Oh,
car.
oh,
So it had to.
Depop. What do you use? Visco, Depop. What's? I'll put it here.
No, I got banned off Depop, so I can't even. I was selling clothes, but I got banned.
Oh, so what do you use to sell clothes? Y'all just hit
No,
up Katie's Instagram.
I was selling them when I went to visit Mel. I was selling them in Orlando, like because they have like curated thrift shops there and like vintage stuff. So I was selling it there. And then yeah, I sold a lot of it before. Actually, when I was studying, like leaving to study abroad, I sold a lot of my clothes. But
Mhm.
yeah, I'm selling like my car. Um, I was thinking about selling some of my gaming stations, but like hell no. I can't part with any of those. And
No,
yeah,
girl,
so when I
just
first paid my tuition in like my dorm, I was like, oh my god, like freaking out for the first week. Like I would wake up in a panic attack, and I'd be like, holy shit, like I just ruined my life. Like my life's over. Like I'm going into debt for school. Like what the hell? Like
mm,
because where I'm at now, like I don't go into debt. Like I have um like a college fund for Florida prepaid and things like that. So like I don't really pay for school here, but because I'm going to like an out of state university and living in a major city, like it's a lot more expensive. So I am going into debt. Worth it or not, who knows? But yeah, I was like really starting to freak out in the beginning, but now I'm like I literally don't even feel scared or stressed. I just am like
mm.
super excited.
I'm
Um,
so excited for you
yeah, like
because you deserve this. This is so tea. But like also I
I
think like
deserve a fucking redo.
yes. And I think that's a great time to plug in our zero sponsors. You know who should sponsor us, Loki? Tokyo TV. Because Tokyo TV, I land after
Yes.
4 hours in LAX. I was there from 8 a.m. or I was there from like 7:30 to 11:30 a.m. 12-hour flight to Tokyo. I get to Tokyo 2 hours in the immigration line. It's okay. I expected that. That's how it works. The second I walk out of that line and into the airport, I'm like, okay, I gotta get my train ticket. I gotta get this and that. Tell me why three people come up to me, one with a microphone, one with a camera, and this other woman who's a translator, and they go, "Can we ask you questions?" I'm like, "Yeah." I mean, like, am I going to say no? Um, and so like whatever, like I just had to go along with the flow, and they were like, "Why are you in Japan?" And I was like, "Girl, I can't tell you. Like, I'm just here. Like, I don't know." And they were like, "You're gonna be here for like how long? Like a few days?" And I was like, "I'm here for 4.5 months." And they were like, "What?" And I was like, "Yes, like girl, like I'm here for 4.5 months." Like, and I just like sneakily slid, and I was like, "You got to say this." Ooh. And then they were like, "Oh my god!" And they were freaking out. They were like, "Oh my god, Nihongo, Honto, Honto." And I was like, and I was like, and then I got freaked out because I was like, oh my god, I just spoke in Japanese, but now they're gonna want to do this shit in Japanese. And I was like, no. I was like, no, 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 girl. Like that's not. We can't do that here. Like I don't know enough. And then they asked me about like why I was here, and I was like, I just love trains. You know what I mean? Like I love trains. This Shinkansen, that's my tea. You know what I mean? Like I love the Shinkansen.
And that whole
And so
space.
and that whole space, no, it literally does because they were like, and then they called me some like name. They were like, this is like the train lever, and I was like, okay, like that's me, like whatever. I'll go, like whatever,
Imagine
girl.
like on the Japanese side of the television, just like this loser came to come look at our
No,
train. Like it was like
I
this
can't.
horrible
I was
necessity that we
so
didn't have
bad.
trains
And then
there.
I was like, girl, don't do this to me, like please. And then they were like, record you and your Ekiben in front of the Shinkansen tomorrow when you leave, because I was like, I leave to go to Osaka tomorrow, and basically I walked away and I dropped my wallet, and these two little Japanese kids came up to me and they were like, they kept holding my wallet, and I was like, oh my god, like I can't believe. I was like crying too at this point because I was like, I just had to go through it, and it's hot. It's like 95 degrees in this fucky ass airport too. Love the airport, by the way. Haneda's beautiful. Um, and then I traveled to my hotel for the night. But then the next day, tell me why I bought my ticket, but you have to buy like the seat and then the fare. I was so confused. I was so confused because I went to go buy it and it said ticket and fare, and I clicked on that, but apparently I didn't buy both. So then I bought the 8:30 train. It's 8:15, and I'm now trying to get in. It doesn't fucking work. And I go to the ticket gate. I'm like, girl, what's going on? And they're like, you have to go buy the fare. And I was like, okay, now you're playing with me. So I walk over to the desk. It's now 8:25. There's a line. I get the ticket. She looks at me. She's like, you're not making it. And I'm like, give it to me. And it's supposed to leave at 8:31. I literally am getting to, I'm literally finally buy my ticket. Mind you, it was 17,000 yen, okay? I was literally, it was like $150. I was literally going through it. And I finally get past the barrier. I'm holding my Ekiben too because I won't give that up. I have to, I'm hungry. You know, I'm always hungry. And so I literally am going up the stairs, and this Japanese woman is behind me, and I go, girl, am I making this train? And she's like, no. And then we get there, and it's because she's like, I'm on this train too, but I'm late and I'm scared. And we get there to top, and I'm like, it's not there. She's like, it's not there. But then the train was delayed by like 5 minutes, and I like made it, and I was like, hey, like, oh, the train. I love the train. Um,
No,
and
the
so
trains there
yeah.
are so insane because there's some that are like, so many of them are like this, just the same thing. It's like, oh, going to like Osaka to Kyoto, it's like whatever. Okay, you take the train. Like maybe there's like a transfer or whatever too. But there's some trains that were just so confusing for no reason. Like when you had to go to what was it, the
Don't even
airport?
get
Like,
me started. Yeah.
dude, no, it was so bad when we went for fall break to Okinawa. Like, oh my god, the trains, and you had to like buy. Yeah, we like somehow ended up in
You
a
had to buy the
premium
pass,
car.
but that was just for the next train though. There was a local, and then there was the express, and that was really confusing because they didn't like it. You know what I mean? Like they didn't tell you that, so it was like I was like, hello, because when we went to Wakayama, when we went there, we got the we were on the same platform that you went to the airport, but we took the other train, but we took the express down to Wakayama. But there's also the express. It was really crazy because there's like six different trains that go through, but it
There,
just
that
depends.
train that like there's like a train that goes to the for like all of the study abroad students. Like you all pretty much use the same
The
airport, like the
Keihan.
Kansai International Airport. And the
Oh,
train to get there was like would just split in half out of nowhere. And like I think
yeah.
at first when I first ever was on that train, I like could not figure out where I was supposed to go. So like we are like freaking out if we're gonna get split off or not. And then we ended up not. But when we went to Okinawa, it was me and three other girls. And we like got onto like the train to the airport, but it was like the one where you had to pay for premium or something, and they're like ticket, and we're like, we don't have that, and they're like, you have to like come with us, and we're like, oh shit, like are they gonna kick us off the train? Like we need to make our flight, like we're gonna miss our flight. We're all the way at the like
That was already delayed, girl. If you
very
keep going.
back of the train, like all the way at the very back of the train. And it's just the ladies like follow me, and we follow them like all the way to
That
the
low-key
beginning
must
of
have been so
the train. And I
embarrassing.
swear to God, it was like 15 minutes of walking, and it was my best friend Amelia in front of me, and then Kylie and some other girl in the back.
Also a friend of the pod.
And the train was so rickety, and we had like our luggage and stuff,
Yes!
so like it was so rickety. We had no hands to like
And
grab
trust
anything,
and trust
and
that
we
one girl, she
couldn't.
was completely fine too. She just walked right through.
And yeah, the like train conductor lady was like just walking, like literally floating, borderline floating down the aisle, just no problem. And Mel's in front of me, she has her suitcase and she's like flying into the seats, like flying everywhere. Like there's like Japanese people like looking at us. There's like old people like trying to like nap and they're like staring at us and she's like flying to their seats, like grabbing their heads, like grabbing the backs of the seats. Like that girl was just flying and I was like crying, laughing, like literally tears going down my face, my mascara running because she looked so stupid and it was so funny. And just the faces of all the Japanese people on the train were like, and of course the fucking conductor lady was actually just floating down the aisle. She didn't have an issue at all. And then like none of us have hands. We're like flying for our lives. Like, and we finally get into like it's like literally the poor people cart. Like it's literally like the economy. Like I don't even know what cart. And it's just like everyone packed. Like she like opens the door and
Yeah,
they're all like staring
yeah,
at us. And, like everyone's like shoulder to shoulder. And like we like squeeze in. And we had to like stand for literally I think it was like an hour and a half just standing to get
yeah,
to the airport.
yeah.
Well,
Well,
poor
girl,
people, I guess. I don't know. Like
because when Jacob, Dakota, and I, also friend of the pod, when we left for like our flight back to the U.S. and Canada, um, we took the Keihon line, and then we took the Osaka Loop line, and then we took the line that gets you down to what like that one Wakayama, and then it goes down to you have to take the oop not me sweating. Then you have to take the other one. then you have to take the then you have to take the other one that goes down to the airport, and so oop, 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 oop,
oh,
oop,
you
oop.
just showed the other one. You can.
I don't give a fuck. And so basically, it was just so much. But I remember that someone had a seizure on my last train. And so it's me and this other Japanese guy standing by the emergency button. I don't know why I was standing by it, okay? I was just standing there because that's where there was space. And I think we're on the Keihon line still. And I literally just remember thinking um, um, God, like, why am I next to the emergency button for this? And mind you, all of a sudden we just hear everyone going, oh! And it's of course it's all Japanese people, so the hands are over the mouth too. And so basically, we see like this guy collapse. He had a seizure. He like I think he threw up. It was just so much, and like there's all these people standing around. I think he was also like going to school. Like I think he was in his school outfit too, and so I'm by the emergency button with this other guy, and then everyone kind of looks over at us and they start speaking in Japanese, and I go, babe, I only know up to Genki. I only know the first Genki book. I can't do all this. And I'm like stressing out. I'm like, oh my God, like, and I'm like standing by this button and I like put my finger near it and I'm like, should I push it? And I look at the other guy and I'm like, cause it's like this other guy and I'm here with all my luggage too. And I look at him and we're both like, us are kind of like by the button. I go, Pushishimasu desu ka? And I was like, Pushishimasu. I was like freaking out, and I said Pushishimasu desu ka. I was like, so it wasn't even like right, but he was probably like, okay, like I understand, like whatever. And then he just started like playing around with like the button and the thing. It was like really weird. I was like, what are you doing? And they kept like shouting at us, and then finally this old man comes over. He's like, press the button. He's like, it was like really crazy. And then this guy finally pressed the button. But like, people were looking at me to press the button. Babe, if you press the button, you have to talk to the conductor in Japanese to tell them why to stop. One, I didn't even know what was going on with him until Jacob told me. I just saw him pass out. And two, I don't know enough Japanese to say, hi, someone just passed out on the train and they're having a seizure. I don't know what to do. Can you please stop the train? Babe, one thing about me is I'm not about to stop that train. I'm not about cause no delay. I'm not about cause no delay. And so, also, it was a rapid train, and so literally it stopped at this station, and while people are getting off, people boarded the rapid. It was so crazy. But no, the trains there were really, and the Keihon train though, the Keihon train was really tea, but it was really confusing because it had the really express, the semi express, and then the local. but it was like if you were using Google Maps, screwed, because they would all say they would never tell you like which one you were using. But Apple Maps was T. Long story short, I don't know where I was going with any of that, and honestly, don't really remember what I just talked about for a few minutes. So maybe we can use this time to segue into our next topic.
Yes.
Okay.
Um,
So do you want to talk about music, video games, or do you want to go? I think we should save the stim of the week for last.
no, Sim of the Week is last. I want to talk
Okay.
about music because I've actually really been. I don't know why, like, my music is making me actually sick to my stomach. Like, I go through phases where I just can't listen to my music anymore. But lately, I've been listening a lot to low-key, like, anime soundtracks. Like, I just love a good anime soundtrack. So I'll be like,
Good grief,
when Mel was
Naruto is
down to
so
visit, like, my
good.
best Naruto's so good. Um, when Mel was my best friend was just down recently visiting, and I had to drive her like 30 minutes to the nearest train station
Who's
so she could
Mel?
go back home. And Amelia,
Oh, we're just calling her Mel now?
that's her like nickname, kind of.
Oh, okay. I've been so confused. You've been talking about Mel this whole time. I'm trying to think like if two plus two is
I'm
six.
afraid I never explained that to you.
Like I never got the memo, but okay. Okay, Mel, that's T. You know what? I can roll with it.
Yeah, I was driving her to the like 30 minutes to the train station, and I just put on the Naruto soundtrack. Like she just had to listen to that with me. The Naruto soundtrack, Ghost in Shell. Um, oh my God, Chainsaw
Was
Man's
that
really good
good?
too,
That
but
was Scarlett Johansson cosplaying as an Asian woman, right? Ghost in the Shell?
what?
What is that? Ghost in the Shell?
Really?
Is that no, babe. Is okay, wait.
No,
Hold on.
there's
Is
there's
Ghost in
so
the
much of
Shell
Ghost in the
the what
Shell.
is that but is that the movie where Scarlett Johansson cosplays as an Asian woman? Like the robot thing?
I don't know, because there's like a lot of different Ghost in Shells. There's like the anime. There's like movies too. I don't know if there's a Scarlett Johansson one.
Girl, I don't know anything.
I haven't watched Ghost in Shell really. I only listened to the soundtrack. I'm like a fake fan, I guess, but no, I just made her listen to like the entire like Naruto soundtrack on the way up like 30 minutes to her train. And she's like, okay, like this is like our last like farewell before I move to Tokyo. Like I'll never see her again. Besides, I will, but and the entire time I'm just blasting Naruto music, and it's just like, was it like drums and like whatever the hell, like Japanese drums and like flutes like going crazy, and we're just like
It's
silent in
been
the
so
car.
long, girl. It's been so long. I haven't I don't
Um,
how does it start?
the
Exactly. Just
Naruto soundtrack.
yes.
Have you
Yeah.
watched it?
Yeah, girl, I've seen the whole thing. I've seen the I so I seen
What?
Naruto basically when it was on Netflix. It only had until it had like the first 6 seasons, and then you had to like find it elsewhere, but now it has like the whole thing apparently. But I've only watched up to like the beginning of like that last fight of the entire Naruto season or the Naruto series. But I've seen like most of the fight through like TikTok at this point. Like it's just like those Naruto episodes, it's the same as like Grey's Anatomy. Like you see half of it through TikTok. And so no, but I get what you mean because wait. How does it start? Because I can only right now I only have like the capacity for one. That's the Hunter because I've been watching Hunter x Hunter and it goes da na 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 da na 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 na
Oh my
na
god.
na na.
Um, well, I don't even remember the first. I literally am in the middle
Oh,
of
I remember how
Naruto
it
too,
sounds.
so
I
I
remember
should
how
know,
it
but I don't
starts.
remember the
I remember
first.
how it starts. So we're good.
It's like, but I just love the soundtrack. It's just like a mix of like traditional Japanese music and like rock for some reason. It's like so cool. I love the soundtrack for that series. So I've just been listening to that. Um, and yeah, going
Oh my
back to
god,
my roots because I did not start listening to
sorry.
music until like the 10th grade.
Yeah,
Like
no.
seriously,
Can I
did
say
not listen.
something? I didn't make my first Spotify playlist until I was at least in 10th, 11th grade. Like
Oh,
ever.
same. Oh, I had YouTube Music, but I was literally such a like weird little nerd. Like,
My brother used
I
to use.
only listened to anime music and like video game music for years. Like all of middle school, early high school, I only listened to anime and video game music. So
Girl,
yeah,
you know what
I just
music
wanted
I
to
listened
be
to in
really
high
grounded
school?
and go
I
back to
got
my
bullied
roots.
for.
What?
I listened to I used to listen to like Charlie XCX and Sophie in middle school and early high school, and people were like, "What are you listening to?" There's not even words half the time. And now I come back, and all these people are listening. I go, "Ooh, ooh, 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 ooh."
No, literally, that's like me with like anime. Oh my god, I got into it so young, and I just remember no one watched it, and I had no one to talk to about it, and that was like my like obsession, like my entire like
Yeah.
life was literally anime at that point. And I remember I'd be in like friend groups with people, like circles, and people would be like, if anyone here watches anime, like I'll never talk to you again, like we'll never be friends. And I was like,
Okay,
oh
but what was
shoot,
that? I feel
like
like everyone was like, when we were like in high school, I think that part of it though was like anime was still like weird. You know what I mean? Like,
it was
I
in the
don't know
beginning of high
what it
school, and then
was.
after like COVID, it was just like so popular.
Yeah, and I think it's because like all of like the like everyone was on like Haikyuu and like Attack on Titan, which is like
Avatar:
tea.
The Last Airbender really, I think, is the setting stone. I don't know, like the pillar of why
Yeah,
anime got so popular because everyone loved because that's such a good show. But it's not anime; it's like a cartoon, whatever the hell. But
yeah.
it's so good, and like there's so many animes kind of like it. So I think like people just needed something like that, so they just turned to anime
Yeah.
because that's
But
like the closest
also
thing you're
though,
gonna get.
I think it was also though a lot of like the people who were into anime had like the ahegao like anime girl like sweaters that was really weird because a lot of anime I feel like pre 2017 was just like a lot of fan service. Like an anime that I've seen that I feel like no one else in the world has seen. I think it's called like The Devil's a Part Timer, and it literally is just half fan service, which is like okay, like I love that for you, but
Girl,
like oh, and she gone as hell, guys. This internet. Ooh, ooh, it's me. I think my internet's bad. Can you hear me?
it
Oh,
is.
girl. Not us getting clocked.
You glitched out for a good while, but
Okay, I think it was me. Yeah, I think this is anime, but like, I was scared to tell people like I watched anime, but also like I've only ever seen like five, so it's like I can't even. But also, I watch weird shit, so it's like I love Hunter x Hunter, like that's peak for me. But I also love Frieren, but then I also love like uh what's it called? It's like an isekai. It's or is that even what they're called? It's like I died as an overworked office salary woman and then I was reborn and I've been killing slimes for 300 years. You know what I mean?
that literally sounds like my life. Like I was literally dying in a past life, and now I get punished every waking second since I was born with the most vile, wicked people and weird ass interactions. Um,
Oh,
but
yes.
yeah, Devil works as a part time or whatever the hell. I think that one's pretty popular. I've seen a lot about it. I've never watched it. Doesn't look good to me, but I've seen a lot of people talk about it or something
I've
like
never
that.
finished it
Oh,
because
no, I
it
did
wasn't
watch like the
even
first
fully
season.
out. It was never out. Like it was never that in sales at work. I watched them when they first came out and then
Oh my
I dropped
god.
them because I literally I was like, I can't sit here and wait for another season, and then I forgot about it for like 6 years, and I haven't gone back and finished it because it's like, do I really want to start it over again? And then I started Hunter x Hunter over again like 3 days ago. So, like, what now? Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I really like
And
those animes.
going into weird animes and gamer girls or whatever the hell, stem of the week, because we're getting to the
We
end of
didn't
the
talk
episode.
about. First
Stem,
of all, we skipped over my music, but that's just fine.
well,
I guess I'll cry
we
and.
know Charlie XCX, Nicki Minaj, we know.
Actually, I was gonna say Rihanna, but whatever. I was gonna
Oh,
talk about anti,
Um,
but girl, we all been known about that. So yeah, I guess we can go to Stim of the Week.
yeah, so stem of the week for me has been the, I don't know if you ever,
We
I don't know if you
have
ever
to
played
preface what
the,
Stim of the Week is gonna be. We can't just go into
oh,
like, oh, this
yeah.
is Stim of the Week because, Mama, I don't think everyone knows. Okay, Stim of the Week is basically like you know you have like a stim like an audio or like a verbal stim like or even like a physical stim like whatever you have and whether they're like self-regulatory stims or anything like that. That's kind of what we have stim of the week. And I feel like half the time we'll get 3 hours into our FaceTime calls, and for the next 2 hours, it just becomes verbal stims. And then we go back into doing whatever doing. Like, we literally, oh my God, we literally would have FaceTime calls where we would play Stardew Valley, and then we'd stim verbally for like 3 hours, and then be like, wait, Katie, so what happened again? Um, and so yeah, every week we'll give our stim of the week, and I think that would be
Dim
the
of
idea.
the week for me is I literally when Amelia was down here, I don't use like played Sonic at all, like the Sonic games, but that used to be like some of my favorite games growing up. And there's this like YouTube channel or whoever, like these people called Snapcube, and they did like fan dub overs of like the games. And I made Amelia watch like 30 minutes of it, and she was just like, "What the?" Like she did not get it, but some of
I'm
them are so funny. It's like, I keep saying like, "Give me back my gamer girl Sonic," because there's like this one guy who plays as like Eggman, and he just like keeps saying that, and it's so funny. And there's another one. Oh my god, it's like this bunny guy. I don't know who he is in Sonic in the Sonic realm, but like it was like this bunny guy, and he's like looking over, and there's like a horizon. He's like, I can't see the horizon, and it's like this Hatsune Miku with a like AK-47 like runs across. And he's like, that's Hatsune Miku, and it's like that Hatsune
Akira.
Miku has been like my vocal stim for like 2 weeks now, and I made Amelia watch like 30 minutes of that, and she was like,
Okay, but
"What?"
I think we also have to talk about how you have like 3,000 hours on the Sonic games.
Yeah, I had no, I have like literally, I have more than that. Like the Sonic Adventure 2 Battle for the GameCube. I literally have like 5 different memory
I'm
cards. No,
sad.
no, because this whole space. I literally have 5 different like memory cards for it. I have like a billion different Chow Gardens and like all these Chow. Like I used to work for like hours and hours. Like literally, I would work like I would play for like 3 days straight, just like trying to breed a bunch of different Chow, like the really weird Chow and stuff like that, and like play the.
I don't even
You know,
know
I
what
was
this
meant to be a
is.
breeder.
I'm like
Like
so out
I,
of the loop.
yeah, no, I'm telling, yeah, only like really. This is like a really cool niche game that like a lot of people just don't know
Who
about.
owns Sonic? Is it Nintendo or is it Sega?
Sega.
Sega
It's like Sega,
sponsors.
but I know, but no, literally, please, like Sonic, like please give me a chance. But yeah,
Weren't you
the
also
Sonic
in
Adventure
love
2
with
battle.
Sonic or was it Knuckles?
Oh, no, no, Shadow the
Oh,
Hedgehog was literally my first love. I'm not joking. I had like, I would
hear
play
me
the
out.
game and I would just like be so no seriously like so obsessed with him. And I had like little like toys in him. And I was like, oh my god. And in Sonic Adventure 2 battle, he had a girlfriend named like Marie or some shit. I thought her name was Kate for some reason, or Katie. And she was like this blonde little like girl, and I was like, oh my, like I could like please I could be her. And she died. She
That
died in
could
the
be me.
game.
That could literally
Spoiler
be me.
alert for. And I was like, please, Shadow, like I could replace her. Like you don't even know. I would literally like look into my TV like with my GameCube, and I'm like, please, like I could replace her. Like please give me a chance. He's not real, and he's a hedgehog. So yeah, but like he was seriously my first love. Like he really taught me like what it means to love someone and like really just give back to the community at the end of the day. But
And that whole
yeah,
space.
no, that was my favorite. I actually have like 4,000 hours on that game, or like not more. So I still play it to this day.
Girl, that's like how I have like 2,000 hours on Terraria. like, like, what am I doing? But like, no, I get it. Um, my verbal stims, they're not verbal stim. My stim of the week, I think I have like two of them. So I am chronically online, and I'm chronically online, not just on TikTok, but like on Twitter, because I feel like everything comes from Twitter. So it's like Twitter, and then TikTok, and then Instagram Reels, and then Facebook, and then YouTube Shorts, however that goes. Um, but on Twitter, like
Mm-hmm.
as you guys know, like there's this one GIF of this like small, like this woman, and she like has this bob and this essentials jacket, and she just goes like this. She goes like, and it takes me out every time I use it, like in
Did you
all of
send
our
me
groups.
that?
Yes, I did. I think I sent you that like right before we
So
recorded, but
funny.
she literally goes like, and she also has like all these ones of her doing like hookah. It's so good. And then also like I love Baddies. Although I don't want to watch Baddies Africa because of that weird comment about Emmett Till, because that just like I really like I don't really want to support them anymore after they did that, because girl, yeah, it's a whole thing. But um there's Scotty. Her name is Scotland, but she goes by Scotty with the body for like the first few seasons. And she's like, there's like this thing, and she goes like, it's so funny. Like I do it all the time. She like, Yeah.
Oh, I think I do that sometimes too now because of you. I thought that like just originated from you
We've
randomly
been
doing that.
sharing
That's so
stims.
funny.
It's like we've become one hive mind because I say hold space and
Yeah.
fuck ass all the time now. And so it's like it just oh yeah yeah yeah. Or I love to do the Cherry Joe like
Oh my god, you keep doing. No, Terry. I like was rewatching like a lot of her clips, and I realized you and Jacob do so much of her stuff. Like so many of your jokes and like your mannerisms are from her, and I was like, oh my god, like they're so funny and original, like unique and quirky. And then I go and I watch like Trader Joe's, and I'm like, oh my god, they're just
no,
copying that,
we're
but it's like
old and tired and corny,
so
girl.
funny.
It's I can. Yeah. So
Funny.
that's the rest was history.
Three. Oh, I love her
Okay. Yeah.
videos.
So I guess we have to wrap it up now. I guess we should talk about posting. So I think we talked about every Tuesday. So
Yeah.
to our dedicated fan base of one person so far, we will post every Tuesday to YouTube and Spotify and our Instagram. I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but it's gonna be clocked. Um, and then we'll have guests. I think maybe in a few weeks we'll have like Kylie on or Kylie and Jacob. We'll figure it out. Um,
Yeah.
and then also we'll figure out everything else. But oh, we'll have to get like a theme song or something like that. We'll have to get like a like I don't know. We'll like figure it out. Maybe it can just be us like meowing or
Yeah.
something. Meow, 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 meow. So we'll figure it
Yes. We'll
out.
add
But
Jacob in there too.
oh yeah.
Sorry. His meowing is so good. But yeah, and then we'll talk about just like a bunch of random stuff, kind of like this, how this episode went. And if
Mhm.
anyone ever has any like questions about stuff, like about our study abroad or
Yes,
like living in
please,
Tokyo
please.
or
There's so much. There's like
yeah,
so much to us that neither of us will ever remember off the top of our heads. But like, if you like
I
say something, we'll
know.
wake up like a deep demon that's like inside of us, and like we'll like. There's probably so much that like we could talk about, and then we won't remember until it's like said. It's like we're like Russian sleeper agents. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
drop a comment down below. You will definitely see us doing everything and anything to get this out there because we are broke. Eh. And that holds space.
Broken board. So
Okay, well, peace and love on the planet Earth, and we'll see you later. Bye.
bye.